Hey everybody, hey peeps, thanks for joining me. Wanted to go over the current big pack drop on DraftKings Reignmakers, the Elevate pack. In particular, this is the core pack drop 2 on it, the cheapest one, which is basically $40. The first set of this did sell out. It's going to be 35,000 total packs apparently, and there's 17,000 in this set. They are available, readily available right now. So let's take a look at a deeper dive into this pack and how it looks, and what can be expected, what kind of values could possibly be expected to get from it. So this contains 5 cards, so that adds up to $8 a card. You're getting 4 core and 1 rare / elite guaranteed. The chance of a rare is 88%, the chance of an elite is 12% for that 1 extra card. Let's compare this to the booster pack, which is readily available, and I believe they can print unlimited amounts of these. So it's sort of like everybody that wants to can buy these, which is a nice thing to have for something like this. In some ways, depending on how everything's balanced out. That costs $20. That is only 3 cards, so that's $666. Damien the Omen's number each. Slightly less. That pack can contain a rare at a 17% odds. I'm using this based on the spreadsheet data that they have available. Something may be inaccurate on here and some of the calculations, so take it with a grain of salt and do your own research. But that one looks to have a 17% chance of a rare, of which just getting a rare skill player would be a 7% chance and a rare quarterback 2% chance, QB1. So in the Elevate pack, you can get a rare or an elite. The rares and elites, the elites are only kickers and defenses. So you're not going to be able to get elite QB1s in this, etc. This, I believe, the elite kickers and defenses is a pack, what do you call it? Like, it's unique to this Elevate set. These haven't been released anywhere else. In addition, they have rookie rare defensive rookies, which is another unique drop, I believe, to this set, this pack. The other rares you can get in Elevate are quarterback and skills and offensive rookies. These have pretty small editions sizes in the Elevate. 15 to 50, that is extremely rare. 200 on these. Max edition sizes, that is extremely small. The offensive rookies 480, defensive rookies 160. This pack on the core side contains core quarterbacks, core skill players, core role players, and core offensive rookies. The max edition sizes on these are 1,000, 1,000, and 2,400 for the rookies. Just want to take a quick look at getting a rare quarterback card. And this is the data that I could gather. I think this booster number can go up, but between the Elevate, the Genesis, the Field Pass, and the booster, 765 of a particular rare quarterback one, QB1, are out there, are the maximum that can be out there currently. A lot of these aren't out there. That is an extremely small number to me, considering this is only the second level up of rarity, because beyond this they have elite and legendary and some sort of Rainmaker level. This is one of the reasons that I am bullish on the rare cards in general. Now, I would sort of say that the elite set is a rookie set. Like, it's tied into the rookies. I think it has more rookie stuff than anything else, or maybe the only rookies. And the issue is that perhaps when DraftKings was planning this, I'm sure it was during last year, and last year's, the 2021 rookies were so much better from the offensive skill perspective than the 22 ones look to be. Just to give you a quick rundown, here were all the offensive skill players taken in order, none skipped. Okay, last year the first 6 were skill players, then the 10th, 5th, these were all first round into the second round. Every one of these basically is either a hit or a highly hyped player in terms of how they did in fantasy last year and or projected this year. Now Trevor Lawrence didn't pan out well last year, but he's extremely hyped, extremely talented. Zach Wilson could end up being a total flop. But then you go into Trey Lance, Pitts, Jamar Chase, Waddle, Devontae Smith, Mac Jones, Tony, Najee Harris. Etienne was injured, but extremely talented player who should have a big year, in my opinion, this year. Bateman, Elijah Moore, Javonte Williams, Rondell Moore, Freiermuth. And even going into the later rounds, you have like a St. Brown, Ramondre, Davis Mills, some others, Eli Mitchell. Okay. Compare that to this year's draft. These were the only skill players taken in the first round. These were taken here. There wasn't one until the 8th. All wide receivers, I believe, well, one quarterback, Pickett, who doesn't look like he'll be starting, at least to start the season. And if Pittsburgh does well, he may end up being on the bench all year, barring injury. In addition, you got to remember the excitement that was created by Trevor Lawrence and having all these quarterbacks at the top of the draft last year. So there was a lot more excitement and hype, which would drive prices of cards like this up pre-season if there had been a DraftKings Reignmakers. The excitement level on this whole crowd is pretty low. So then you go into the second round, some running backs and wide receivers. I think a tight end thrown in there. Further down to here, more wide receivers primarily. Whoops. Then you go, here's a few more names. Now, what I highlighted here just real quick, Breece Hall got a 99 next-gen stat score on by ESPN on the draft prospect ranking. Now, that is extremely high. It's basically perfect. It was the highest in this draft above Hutchinson from Michigan, tied with one offensive lineman. The other running backs that have gotten that are Najee Harris, I believe, and Etienne both got it. And then guys like Derrick Henry and a couple others. And virtually all of them were studs. Okay, so Breece Hall, underrated in my opinion. I believe Drake London might have gotten a 99 as well, and you don't hear much about him right now. I'm not 100% an expert on all these wide receivers. A lot of them are coming into play. And then Pierce, the running back, he was all the way down here at 107, but he looks like he's going to be the starter for Houston. So he's actually the most valuable, I believe, of all these on DraftKings Reignmakers right now, which kind of shows you what a crap rookie class is in terms of expected playing time right away and impact on fantasy. Dobbs and Algier were down here as well. Virtually all of these guys would have been more hyped than any one of these guys this year, or had people more excited. At least, maybe not Tony, but, these were guys that, maybe not Bateman, but like, these running backs, quarterbacks, wide receiver. And some of this also might be due to the impact that Jamar Chase and Jefferson had as rookies and as young people, and some other wide receivers that people are thinking all rookies can come in and do this, and not that many can. It's not as easy as those two guys made it look. They're pretty special talents. So anyway, this hurts the overall value of the rookie set and to some degree this pack. All right, so you get 4 core cards in this. Of this, there's a 45% chance that it can be a skill card each card, 12% chance that it can be a QB1. That's 57% chance of any given card being one of those two. These are the two categories that have potential of value, good value. These two categories pretty much do not. Rookie and role player. Now, I haven't seen any packs. No, I think you can. I think I have seen a pack where you got more than one core quarterback. So theoretically, I guess you could get all 4 of those. But where you're going to judge your pack on is like getting 2 of those would be good in this category or more. Now for the rare elite card. 29% chance it's a rookie offense, 12% chance it's a rookie defense, 30% chance it's a role player, 15% chance it's a rare skill player, 2% chance it's a rare QB1, 5% chance it's an elite kicker, 7% chance it's an elite individual defensive player. These are the valuable ones in varying degrees of this, the rare elite, in this drop. So it's about a 29% chance of that. So 1 in 3, you'll get a good one. The 2 elite packs I bought I did not hit on those. They were both, I believe, rookie offense. but one of them turned out to be pretty decent so far, especially price-wise. But I have gotten good ones here. I'll show you what I've gotten out of packs a little bit later. Okay, so just breaking it down real quick. Now, these are not actual, I would say, averages and expected values and what like that. This is sort of eyeballing by me and categorizing. So these are like rough approximations by my estimation, you could say. Okay, so the core 4 cards you're going to get, the categories they fall in are rookie offense, core role players, core skill players, and core QB1s. And again, 57% chance of these 2 categories. Now, I've broken it down into sort of decent, the top or elite, getting really, really the best, almost, getting lucky and getting unlucky. And these are sort of rough groupings, and the totals on some of these, you'll see as it goes along, but basically 23% chance getting one of these. The worst ones are $1, sort of the average are about $2, and the best is $7. So you can see there's not much range there on that. And the best, like, are $7 or $8. That's Pierce currently. You know, and I listed some of the other ones here, but there's a whole bunch more, as you can see on that list above. The role core players at a 20% chance, again, very similar, not worth much currently. So even if you get the best ones, you're looking at a $4 to $7 card. Now, Etienne, I think, is really, one that could really pop this year. Some other decent ones in that are like Pollard, Dillon, Ramondre, Osborne, Melvin Gordon, even Gage, and Kareem Hunt. Just as examples, there's others. Then you get to skill core. If you get the worst of them, you're looking at about a $2 card. Decent, somewhere around a $5 card. If you get lucky and get a good one, you're looking around $15 cards. I mean, these are ranges. And the best ones, like $25 cards. So some of the top ones currently that are up there in the top tier are Stephon Diggs, Kamara, Jonathan Taylor, Kupp, Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, McCaffrey, Mixon, and Saquon. And some of those are superstar cards, as you can note as well. Then the QB1s, which is the smallest percent of getting. Worst case, you're looking at like $5 on these currently. Decent ones, 10 to 15-ish type thing. Lucky, 20-ish. Top 30 plus. But really, the only bad ones currently in that are Darnold and Locke, because they are not starters in that grouping. Some of the other ones that might be considered poor or iffy, Watson, Mills, Daniel Jones, Wilson, Trubisky, and it depends on what you prefer. Okay, so if you add these up, remember this part of the pack basically costs $32. If you look at it as $8 a card. The decent adds up to about 17 to 19. I did sort of a rough weighting. It's actually a little higher than that, I think. If you get a stellar draw from those, you're looking about 70, roughly. Lucky around 40 to 45. Unlucky, you're looking at possibly $8, like a $2 card or $2 card, $8 to $10 type thing. All right. Now, going on to the elite and rare portion. And you get one card. 29% chance of coming in one of the good groups. Skill rare, quarterback 1 rare, elite kicker, elite defense. 29% combined. So 29% you're going to get an offensive rookie. On the rare level, those range from around 5 to 30. So the worst one's $4 or $5. Decent one's 10, lucky 15, top 30. Not a huge gap there, but not bad at the top end. The rookie defensive players, there's only 160 of these issued. So actually a literally rare card. And just to give an example, like Hutchinson would probably be considered the best one right now of this category. Now with defense and kickers, remember they can be used in showdowns, so they do come in handy in that. And there may be, one thing they may do is have contests for elevate set only, or where you have to have a certain number of elevate cards. They might also have contests where you have to use a certain number of rookie cards, or where you have to use tight ends, defenses, and kickers. So there's things DraftKings can do to boost the values of certain cards if they want to as it goes along. But the defensive ones, which are 12% chance on your rare, $5 to $10. Very little range on that, approximately. And these are floor prices. Now, the role rare players are in this. And again, the rare players are like guys like Etienne, Pollard, Dillon, A.J. Dillon. I mean, there's some ones that can be pretty good, but not most of them, not really. 30% chance of getting those, 31%. The worst there, about $4 or $5. Decent, 10, up to about 35. Lucky, 20. So you're more likely to get, when I'm talking, you're more likely to get somewhere above unlucky, closer to decent, a little, closer to lucky. Not unlucky, you'd have to do pretty bad on these. So then we get into the better ones that have a little more upside. The skill rare players, there's only 200 of those in the Elevate set of each one. Worst case though, some are $5. Decent ones are about 40. What I would call the lucky ones, or the next level up, is about 60, and then the top ones are about 100. Unfortunately, only a 2% chance of getting a quarterback one rare, which is what I was wanting to get personally. The lowest ones of those, about $10. Decent ones, about 50. There's $25 to $30 ones, $35 ones that I was considering buying off the marketplace. Get lucky looking at 100, and the top's about 150. So the top cards that you can get in this currently are worth about 150, maybe up to 200. So the point being is this isn't really a massive lottery pack where you can get thousands of dollars worth of cards in one, or one card worth $10,000. The cap on these right now is like this, to 200. However, you'll see my total breakdown here in a minute. Now the elite kickers, there's only 50 being issued of those. And for example, the ones that are in the first showdown game have popped some. So those will have value to people in showdowns. And when there's only 50 of them, and this is on the elite level, this is actually above the rare level. Those range from 30 to 90-ish, decent 40, lucky 60. So you're probably going to, somewhere like $40, $50, $60 most likely. 5% chance of those, 7% chance of elite defense. Those only have 15, I believe. Now, hopefully all my numbers are accurate. 15 of each. That's extremely elite, if you think about it. Worst ones there, lowest price ones are about 30, decent ones are about 60. Next group up is around 80, and the top ones are about 125. I think there's one above that, but just to compare it, like Aaron Donald, who's a lot of times the most popular and valuable defensive card in these kind of games. Hey, my dog is squeaking some. Aaron Donald's 120, so there's actually some above this now, but it's very illiquid. These markets can be illiquid, obviously, and not have many sellers. So if you're the only seller on one of these, you can ask $300, but that's, just to give you an idea. Okay. So on these, I did a weighted. Here's the average, but I did a weighted. I think the weighted is actually slightly more accurate. Also a minimum, maximum. So like if you have a really bad draw, somewhere around $8 to $10 on your elite, or worse. I got a $5 one. Decent would be, and this is sort of an average again, but it's not a mathematically calculated average, so to speak. It's a rough approximation. A decent one, $20-ish. Or if you fall in, it's sort of like what tier do you fall in? If you fall into what I would call the decent or the average tier, somewhere around 20. Fall into the luckier tier, somewhere around 30. Fall into the top tier, 50 plus. Again, sort of an average, because the literal cards are different than that. Sort of, here's like the worst case scenario, minimum, maximum. So if you're unlucky, $4 worse. And if you're unlucky in the best category, $30 worth. 6 to 60, 7 to 100, 10 to 150. So you could be like, oh man, I got a rare, skill player. Well, there's some only worth $5. Or, you could pull Drew Lock as your rare quarterback. Okay, so how does this summarize? And then I'm going to wrap this one up. That's the cost of the pack. The core cards you get, the 4 core, where you fall into the range somewhere like this, okay? If you're unlucky, your 4 might be worth 19. If you're decent, around 18. If you're lucky, around 40. If you're very, very lucky, around 70. The elite part of it, unlucky about 8, decent around 20, lucky around 30, top around 50. So combined, and on the $40 pack, okay, the decent or average did come out around fair value, slightly below. So by my rough approximation, there's not that much negative expected value on this pack. Really bad case, you're looking at immediately being down $20, $25. If you're lucky, you're looking at immediately being up $20 to $40 type thing. And if you're extremely lucky, you're looking at being up $50 to $150, $200 immediately. One drawback I don't like on this pack that I thought was different until I actually crunched the numbers is the probability of a rare QB1. Now, there's a good probability of getting a QB1 as a core or common, but by my calculation, only a 2% chance of getting an Elevate Rare QB1, just like the same as the booster pack. Now, I think they should have given a little more to this pack, but that's the way it is. But let me show you my actual packs. This isn't a giant sample size, but I bought two of these Elevate core ones, the $40 ones, one in the first drop, one in the second drop. I bought 2 booster packs, which are the $20 ones, and I bought one my superstar pack. Now, your results may vary, obviously. But the first one I bought cost 40, and the current value of the cards is 43, so a slight gain. The most recent one I bought 40, the value 32, $8 loss. And it actually looked worse than this, but one of them has risen because it's in the Buffalo Rams game. So this pack was, to me, looked garbage, but it's not that bad, really. The booster packs cost 20, value 20, even. Cost 20, value 22, too. And I felt like I had gotten sort of lucky on the 2 of these packs. And then my superstar pack for $10, you can get one worth 13. That's almost a no loss at this point, so you pretty much want to do that. So you can see, I don't think there's the trade-off between the booster and the Elevate. I would tend to go for the Elevate if you want to spend the extra money, because of the chances of getting these rare and elites and getting one guaranteed. But in terms of getting a rare quarterback, there's not that much difference. And in my personal thing, there wasn't much difference in the return I got. But I think the return on the Elevate set will be better than the booster set over the longer term and probably over the shorter term. And also when you look at the mint numbers on these, they're really, really low. So they actually are rare. All right, and hopefully some of these rookies do blow up because you can get them cheap. Remember, the common offensive rookies are, I believe the top is like $8 Pierce right now, or $9. And again, I mentioned Breece Hall is one that I think could break out. I haven't really studied London that much, but I mean, he was the 8th pick, and Atlanta's bad, so he'd probably get a lot of targets because he's not getting as much hype as some of these other guys. And you look at these guys taking up here. If you don't use your receiver taking up here, you're looking pretty bad. Now, there are some really bad run teams in the NFL, but guys down here are getting more hype, some of them, than these guys. And some of it's from injuries and whatnot. And again, it just doesn't look like it's going to match this last year. This was a pretty exceptional as far as how quick, I could be wrong, but how quickly the guys started off, like jumped right in and started putting up fantasy points during the season. And just talent-wise, I mean, the NFL guys, they're starting to look pretty smart considering they took 6 skill players right off the bat. Here they didn't even take one until the 8th pick. All right. Thanks for checking out this video. I'll be coming back with more content fairly soon.